Well, I was a student at Mankato Vocational Technical School. They call it South Central College now. And I was in my second year. The school was in back of what's now the high school. And we had both the downstairs and the upstairs, and all of our engines were stored in the basement. My participation in the flood was mostly, and my remembrances is that I was standing on this side, way down from the technical college or vocational school, more up Front Street, and I can remember the Army vehicles coming through with deep fording kits on it, and it was so deep that some of the drivers were partially underwater. Of course, their air intakes and everything else are up very, very high, and so they could keep right on driving through, but nothing else could drive through it. Well, when they let us off and told us that the flood was going to start and they didn't know how long it would be, they said that if we wanted to, we could go over and volunteer. So we went over to North Mankato and started pitching sandbags, simply because we were in town and we didn't have anything else to do, and it sounded like it was kind of exciting. The trouble that we ran into, though, is that they were having some difficulty figuring out how secure the bridge was, how it was going to hold out. I think they had something out of the bridge that time with something on it, trying to drive the things so that they would go underneath the bridge instead of get stuck. That was the old Main Street bridge. And they wouldn't let us back across, so we were cold and we were wet, and they wouldn't let us go back across the bridge. Well, finally, a bus came, and they took us up to Loyola, and they said that everybody that was pitching sandbags could eat. And so we ate at Loyola, and that was a great deal because we were broke, and where I was staying was at Canellis's. Now, Canellis's is what's that camera shop that was down there right across from the high school. And we were, in effect, kind of out in the cold there, too, because we couldn't stay in the basement down there anymore. It was a basement rental thing, and there was about 4 of us. We were, in effect, evicted by the flood. And that's pretty much what happened. Well, after everything receded, like I say, we had to go back and take everything that we could out of the basement, bring it up to the top floor in the automotive body shop department there, take everything apart that we could salvage, run the engines, because there was nobody going to give the school any new engines. We got all that stuff running, put it all back down in the basement, and there were a lot of things that were just beyond. The alignment rack, it was a light line alignment, probably a little bit pre-computerized alignment rack, but at the time it was state-of-the-art. That was gone. Although there was Hokies across the street, that was down. And I don't know what was in back of it, whether it was Madsen's or who it was. That stuff was water damaged. We were kind of flood evicted, and if we wanted to go someplace, we had to go back to our parents' house for a while. And by the time we got back to Canellis's, they had put other things in the basement, and we had to bring our own beds and furniture back down there.